This is a quick look at the portable speaker I've finished building a few days ago. So the box is just basically a plywood box which is made out of 12mm exterior ply. I built it to the smallest possible size to fit the four speakers which fit in the front. Well, there's 6 actually, so there's 2 sub speakers at the bottom, and then similar sizing 2 mid-ranges, and then there's 2 very small high frequency tweeters at the top. So the speakers are recessed by about 12mm behind the front face of the speaker, and then I've used a thinner piece of wood sheet OSB 8mm with this fabric which is stretched and stapled to the back of this sheet of wood and then screwed into place. Just be careful not to put the screws through the speakers. So on the bottom there's 4 feet which are made out of some foam like material which I think might have been part of a car bumper or something at one point. Now it's a ported cabinet, and what I've done is used a piece of 100mm waste pipe which runs right the way through. Now that not only makes a port for the air to come out in and out of the box with when the bass is the bass driver is going in and out, but you can also use it as a handle to pick it up. So I quite like that. So these are the smaller holes inside here where the air comes in and out of the speaker cabinet. So around the rear opening I put this inch square section wooden batten which the back plate screws against, and there you can see the holes which have been drilled in the 100mm waste pipe. And just here, I'll come around this side so you can see properly. So you've got a power source here. This is an sealed lead acid equivalent battery. It's actually a lithium battery, but it behaves in the same way as a sealed lead acid one. That then feeds into this boost converter which takes it up to 24 volts. It's also quite handy because with a 12-volt battery like this, when it charges, it's fresh off the charge, it's sort of 15 volts, and then when it's nearly flat it's 12 volts. So you get quite a variable voltage, but with this it keeps it nice and steady at around 24 volts, which is ideal for this TPA3116 board which is being used in this box. So from this you've got a power supply, and I've got an actual there's some light in there. I've got an idea. Can I put the torch on? No. It's very handy. So hopefully you can see it there, but this is the jack lead which is from the output on the boost converter that feeds the amplifier board. Now I've put a switch in the brake to break this live that feeds this boost converter. So when you switch this the power switch on the outside, this one here, okay, then that breaks the actual feed to the boost converter. That's where you want the switch, because otherwise you're going to end up with, you'll run the battery down when you're not using it. You'll see the mid-range speakers here, or driver units if you're technically minded, are cased off separately. So this is to prevent the bass, the sub speakers interfering with the sound from the mid-range speakers. If you had them in the same cabinet, then perhaps they would interfere with each other. You would have you know, pressure being generated from the bass speakers moving in and out, which would then impact on the mid-range speakers, which might cause, I don't know, I read that that's the best thing to do, to separate them somewhere, so I'm not quite sure of the science behind it. You'll see in the bottom here I've got a switching power supply, which I used briefly, but you could plug that back in if you wished, and run this off mains power instead. I've set the power supplies so it's cut into its own little hole here, so you just plug your kettle lead in there, and then you'd have to switch that around inside. Charging the battery I do via these bolts which I've put through. They're attached on the other side to the battery directly, and so that enables you to charge up. So across those two terminals, as you can see labelled, there's 12 volts, or it's meant to be probably around 15 when it's fresh off the charge. So on the here I've cut a hole, and I found a piece of plastic, again that's part of the car bumper or something similar, which I found on the side of the road, and drilled holes in that to accept the various controls which come off the amplifier board. Slight addition as well is these RCA sockets, which came off an old amplifier, and switch it on off like this. That's about it really. If you've got any questions, just please post them in the questions or comments section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. I've written a blog post on how to make this speaker on Thorpy blogspot, which you can Google, and there's a series of photos there which show from the cutting of the wood, etc., and putting it all together. So and I hope you find this informative, and please post any questions if you have any. Thank you very much.